The court is now in session. The matter before us, the People versus Sty Jones. Oh, perfect, the defendant mutters, drawing faint laughter from the room. Seems I can't catch a break. A quiet chuckle follows, then a forced calm. No pressure here. Right? Defense counsel speaks up, identifying himself as the public defender representing Mr. Styron, who stands beside him. He attempts to address the court, but the judge cuts in, signaling this has already been discussed. There appears to be some confusion. The judge states, "Confusion?" The defendant responds, "I've made it clear on the record several times I intend to represent myself." The judge exhales, slightly impatient. "I thought we resolved that issue previously." "So did I," the defendant replies, gesturing toward the attorney. "I already told him I wish to proceed on my own." The judge nods briefly. "If that's your decision, we'll address it shortly." "Mr. Styron, we're going to go over this again. What is it you want to do? Do you understand the charges against you?" "I'm aware of the accusations," the defendant answers. "You need to give me direct answers," the judge says firmly. "I must ensure you understand what's happening here." The defendant smirks, drawing irritation. "If you continue to treat this as a joke," the judge warns, "you'll be removed. Take him back." The defendant laughs again. "One more time." The judge snaps, "And you'll spend 30 days in contempt. Look it up." A brief silence follows. "State your name." "Thomas Styron," the defendant replies. "Mr. Styron," the judge continues, "you stand before this court having elected to represent yourself. I must inform you that there are 3 charges against you." The judge begins with the first, fleeing and eluding in the 3rd degree under the Motor Vehicle Code. "Do you understand the nature of this charge?" The defendant responds cautiously, "That depends. Are you compelling me to identify as the legal entity named in this case?" "I'm asking if you understand the charge." The judge repeats, "I don't see how the name on that document and who I am are the same." The defendant insists, prompting quiet laughter from the gallery. The judge remains unmoved. The complaint names Thomas Styron II. "Do you understand that this individual is charged accordingly?" The defendant avoids a direct answer. "Answer the question." The judge demands. When no clear response comes, the judge signals again. "Take him back. When he's ready to cooperate, we'll proceed." A warning follows. "I'm not threatening you, but continue this behavior and you will face 30 days. Moments later, the case is called again. The People versus Sty Jones. The defendant sighs audibly. "Unbelievable. No breaks today." The courtroom quiets as the judge resumes. "Mr. Styron, I will assume you understand English and comprehend what is being said, despite your refusal to answer. You are facing 3 charges. The judge lays them out in full. Count 1, fleeing and eluding, a felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison, fines and license suspension. Count 2, assaulting, resisting, or obstructing an officer, carrying potential imprisonment of up to 2 years and financial penalties. Count 3, operating a vehicle with a suspended or revoked license, a misdemeanor with possible jail time and fines. Since you have declined to acknowledge your understanding," the judge continues, "the court will assume you do." The judge then explains the defendant's right to legal counsel at every stage, including trial. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided at public expense. It is again noted that the defendant has chosen to waive that right. "You should understand," the judge says carefully, "that by representing yourself, you will be held to the same legal standards as a licensed attorney. The court will not assist you." With that, the judge prepares to move the case forward. "You do realize I'm a beneficiary, not a trustee, correct?" The defendant interjects. The judge ignores the remark and proceeds to schedule the preliminary examination. "Has discovery been provided?" the judge asks. The prosecutor explains that the defendant was previously assigned a public defender, but it's unclear whether materials were shared. The public defender confirms he has the documents, but has not yet been able to deliver them. He offers to provide them immediately. "Do so," the judge orders. "Ensure the defendant receives them today." A date is set, June 11th, 2024, at 9 a.m. for the preliminary examination. Before concluding, the judge addresses a prior incident. At the last appearance, the defendant was found in contempt and sentenced to 30 days. That sentence will now be enforced. The defendant reacts with disbelief. "I don't understand how that's possible." The judge responds bluntly. "You were warned." The defendant continues, raising arguments about identity and legal status, referencing trust relationships, and even his social security number. The judge's patience wears thin. Mr. Styron, or whatever name you prefer, you are advised to watch your conduct. Continued behavior like this will result in further penalties. You will learn how to act appropriately in this courtroom. You have no proof of who you claim I am, the defendant argues. You will not speak to me that way, the judge fires back. I'm not the one acting unethically, the defendant insists. Very well, the judge concludes. You will serve the 30 days. The gavel effectively falls on the matter for now. In summary, the case of the People versus Styron unfolds with the defendant facing serious criminal charges, including fleeing law enforcement, resisting an officer, and driving with a suspended license, offenses carrying significant penalties under state law. From the outset, the defendant firmly rejects legal representation, choosing instead to defend himself. The court carefully advises him of the risks, emphasizing that self-representation requires adherence to the same legal standards as a trained attorney. However, throughout the proceedings, the defendant repeatedly disrupts the court. Rather than answering direct questions, he raises arguments about identity and legal personhood, claiming separation from the name listed in the charges despite multiple warnings. His conduct, marked by interruptions, laughter, and refusal to cooperate, crosses the line into contempt. The court, seeking to preserve order and authority, imposes a 30-day custodial sentence. The judge ensures that all procedural rights are preserved, including access to discovery materials, and formally schedules the next stage of the case. In closing, the court makes it clear, while the defendant retains his legal rights, those rights come with responsibilities. Respect for the court and adherence to its procedures are not optional. The record reflects that the defendant was duly informed the proceedings were concluded, and he was remanded to custody to serve his sentence for contempt.